everybody, it's Carolyn. I'm going to make some eggplant parmesan. I'm going to tell you a little bit about eggplants, and maybe you don't know this because I found out before that some people didn't know this, and it can be really, really helpful to you. So these are these purple globe eggplants, and the peak time for these is August through October, which means you're going to get the best price and you're going to find the best selection of eggplants, right? If you remember when I was trying to make that caponata with Lisa, I could not find eggplants in my area. Now they are very plentiful. So they have a nice purple color, green on the top, and here's the trick. You see how this is elongated on the bottom? That's a male eggplant. It means it's going to have less seeds. If you see an eggplant that has a circle, it means it's a female. It's going to have more seeds. So sometimes you can't find the males, but if you can, you're always going to want to get the males. The eggplant is very high in fiber, it's high in nutrients, and it's low in calories. So it's a great vegetable to add to any diet. I'm going to be making it Parmesan, but I have made it caponata, and I've even made it the way that I make a zucchini, which I'm going to be showing you again too. And I already have it on the channel. Now, what do I want to tell you? I leave the skin on. That's what I want to tell you. And if you don't like to leave the skin on, or if your skin is really has a wax on it or something, and then you should peel it off. Sometimes if you're iffy between, you can peel, like you can take your peeler down every almost other row. Just imagine it has rows and do that. But the skin is packed with nutrients. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash these, pat them dry. I'm going to slice them into slices. I don't slice it too thick. I do not like eggplant parmesan that is too thick. Okay, so I think I'm kind of just a little under 1/4 of an inch. All right, but it's all by eye. And what I do is I'm going to soak them in kind of a brine. So I'm going to take a tablespoon of salt. I'm going to dissolve it in a little warm water. And then I'm going to add about 2 quarts of water. Add the eggplant in. Make sure it is submerged. And if you have to put a heavy plate on top or something to keep it down there, leave it there for 30 or 60 minutes. Take it out, pat it dry, and we're ready to move to the next step. So I'm going to get these washed and sliced and be right back. Okay, so I have my eggplants, and what you do is you cut the top off, cut off the bottom a little bit, okay? So you have this nice creamy white inside, and then we're going to cut this slices. So I'm going about that thick, okay? Sometimes, as I'm frying these are great with just lemon on them. We used to eat them right off as my mother was frying them. My mother always cooked so much, so that she'd be like, if we don't stop, we're not going to have enough for the Parmesan, but we ate it like crazy. I remember eating it so much when I was pregnant with my daughter. Just loved it fried with some lemon on it. I made eggplant Parmesan so much that I used to, because I cook such large quantities, the breading process, you know how breading is when you get your hands all in it and your hands are getting breaded. I was even, when I was in my early 20s, designing an electronic breading machine, because that was the worst part, I said. Oh my gosh. It's a little tricky when you get here because it's not exactly even. Do your best. Try to get it. You might have a little bit of a harder time, and you can use a half a piece, like this piece a little thick there, but the rest is, so that might be one piece that I would eat fried. I will try to get it as uniform as I can. Okay, see, just by kind of splitting it almost like you're making a stuffed eggplant, okay? And then I'm going to start putting this in the water, but that's how you slice it. Okay, so your water should be salted to taste kind of like the ocean. So it's going to depend whether, 1 teaspoon, 2, 3, whatever it is. You're going to pat it dry anyway, and it's going to draw out the bitterness because there's a little liquid inside there that tends to be bitter. But I will tell you, it's not even that. I've made for many years eggplant just like this and breaded it. And everybody said I made the best eggplant all the time. I won a lot of people over with that eggplant. And I feel like I've already done this before on camera, but maybe I don't think I have. So we're going to weight this down, but I've got to cut the other eggplants first, right? Okay. Now there's other ways you can do it. Some people just sprinkle the salt on each side, put it in a colander. They put a lot of salt on, and then they rinse it. But this is the way that I'm doing it. So it's my way. Or the highway now. You can do it whatever way you like. Cooking should be something that you like to do, not something like, you're forced to do. And I don't think anybody's particular way is necessarily the right way. There are ways that people like it. There's ways that people grew up, and maybe, you've never been taught, or you've been doing something wrong and something's been coming out wrong, and you can learn a better way, but it doesn't have to be, cooking's not black and white. That's why there's recipes. You write your own. You can find a recipe and adapt it to something that you like. If you don't like something, you can take it out and you can play around with it. If you don't like onions, you can take onions out. If you don't like olives, you can take olives out of some, if you don't like avocado, you can take that out. If you're not a fan of hard-boiled eggs, you cannot use them, I'm not a fan of hard-boiled eggs. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Not me. So, I have a huge bowl here, and coming to kind of fillet this one. Okay, so we'll put these in, but kind of when we weight it down, we're still going to have some room. If we can get this other eggplant in there, we'll be good to go. If we can't, we're going to be so many things you can do with eggplants. You can grill it. You can make it a caponata. You can freeze your eggplant parmesan. You can make a large quantity and freeze it. But yeah, I'm going to have to move some to another bowl. So, okay, I will do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go out for a bike ride. And so this is going to be, my bike rides usually last about 45 minutes to an hour, which is perfect. You could soak it as little as 30 minutes. Okay, but I'm going to put this in another bowl and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so I'm back from my bike ride and I'm going to show you what this is looking like. You'll see that the eggplant water has like a brownish tint to it, and that's that juice that we wanted to get out. So we're just going to take these, put them on here, just to make sure they're we can pat them dry in a minute and they'll dry on the paper towel, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my eggplant, and I'm going to show you the other bowl here. Just going to get them out, put them on this. Now you'll get to see that brown water. You see that? That's drew out that bitterness. Okay, so we'll just drain that. And we'll get this one. Move that over here. Had it weighted down with this plate. Okay. And do you see that? There's a lot more eggplant in here, but look at the color of that. Can you see that? And you'll see it when I get them all out. Just how brown it is. And now your eggplant will have this nice nutty flavor and not the yucky bitters. Like I said, I've even in the past have breaded it right when it still was good, but this will be extra good. Look at the color. You see that? All gone. All right. Let these dry a little bit, and we're going to move to the next step, which is going to be the breading of them. So you can use pie pans. They work good to put the egg and stuff in. Pie dishes. I'm going to use this. My friend Lisa D got me this. It's Christopher Robin. Cool. I love it. So I'm going to beat up about 6 eggs in here. Okay, so I have 5 eggs in here for now, and I put a little bit of black pepper and a little bit of milk, because I always put a little milk in. I also put some dried parsley flakes and a tiny bit of granulated garlic, okay? And that's it. I didn't put salt in because I don't cook with salt, plus remember we soaked the eggplant in salt, and so I'm not going to worry about doing that. I'm just going to mix this up, and I can use my immersion blender too, but it's pretty easy just to do this, to whisk it up. So I've got that. Now I'm going to get some flour, and then I'm going to get some Italian breadcrumb. My mother always used plain breadcrumb. I'm going to use Italian breadcrumb. I've been using that lately. And I'm just going to put that for easy cleanup on 2 large paper plates that are coated, you know. With that, we're definitely going to add more. So then we've got our flour, and I'm just going to show you real quick. I mean, I've showed you with the chicken and everything else. I don't think you need like 90,000 lessons on this, but I will show it to you again. It's flour first, seals that, and I know I've seen some of you double bread stuff. I don't double bread, I never have. Maybe I will do one just for the freaking heck of it. But that's usually what I do then. Now let's see. I'll double bread one for the heck of it. Now you wouldn't go in the flour again, but I just think that's going to make your egg need changing right away. And I don't know, I don't see that big of a deal too, so I'm just going to single bread. That's what I always do. Now when I make the zucchini fritti, I don't even use breadcrumb. I use flour and egg, and then you have to fry it right away. But you see my fingers are already going. I know some people use forks. I never use forks. You've got to use your hands. Well, my hands are clean, but that's how you bread. And You see right away, it's like the brickworm is already, you know, I always laugh. I'm like, my sister-in-law would use like one eggplant. I'm like, you made one eggplant? No wonder, you know, it's not time consuming if you're making one eggplant, but if you're breading 3, it gets really time consuming, and then the frying. So I'm going to finish this and I'll see you in a little bit. Guess I used to just eat these with lemon or just plain as my mother was frying them. Not even with lemon, sometimes just plain.
All right,
Okay,
gone.
so I'm cooking these and they're almost done. Almost done. Put on a paper towel. They're done, and then you're gonna just add more, keep frying. As the oil, as you get, it'll go faster and faster as the oil gets hotter. And so I've already added one extra, but I can add more now. I'll get a few more. It's a long process. It's a lot of work. So I'm back. Fried all my eggplant. This is just some of it. Got another platter over there. So what we have here, we're going to put some sauce on the bottom of this kind of lasagna pan. Okay. Make sure you coat the bottom. And then we're going to start putting some of our beautiful eggplant in there. My hands are clean. We layer this in there. You can overlap it a little bit if you have to. That's why. I usually kind of fill in a little few gaps. Okay, and then I have more sauce, but you start Spooning some of the sauce on top. And it's just a series of layers. Where's my sauce? Okay. And go around, just make sure you got this coated up. Alright. And then we'll take some grated cheese. Parmesan. Some grated Parmesan. Sprinkle that on, and then some mozzarella on, and that's pretty thick, so usually I probably want to shred it, but I'm just trying to work fast. I rode my bike before this. I'm tired. I kind of just, it's okay, it's gonna melt. This is whole milk mozzarella, and it'll be ooey gooey deliciousness. So I'm not going to worry about that now. We're going to put another layer. I'm going to try to come in here like this. And you can make a big one, a couple smaller ones, put it away. This piece is cut really thick, so that's why I'm kind of spreading it out, because it's very thick. I do one other layer here. So that's my top layer. I've got my Parmesan on there. And now I will put some more cheese. I'm going to see if I have any shredded mozzarella in there, because this is so thick. I'd like to put just some, big pieces like that. I have another whole thing of mozzarella. This is usually better shredded on the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the shredded on, because just feel it's better for the top, so I'm going to use a mixture there. It's going to have lots of gooey cheese on it. And then I'm going to cover it with foil. And I'm going to put it into the oven and cover it with foil, and I'll show you when I'm done what it looks like. Okay, so this is out of the oven now, and yum. Okay, and I'm going to put a plate of these. Okay, and then I'll just, hold on, I'm just doing a video and showing them what it looks like, and then they're waiting to eat. But there it is, deliciousness, yum yum. And let me show you how Lots of cheese. And yum. Try this. Top of it, super good. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you try it. Yum. So I've got my eggplant. Remember, I had extra eggplant and I wasn't up to doing it that night. So I think I'll probably use this. This will probably be good for it. You can also make it in pie dishes too if you have small amounts left over. Okay, so I'm just going to get some sauce on the bottom. All right, and start layering in some eggplant. Small one, put that there. All right, I'm gonna put some sauce on top. Sorry that that's wobbly. Put some grated Parmesan. And then we'll put some mozzarella on the thickish sides. Need to spread around a little bit. Just a little bit. I have it sliced a little thickish. So actually can cut this one down. That's way too thick. And then we will go on some more. So I'm just going to make it, should be one layer, and we should be good to go. So that's perfect. I've got one extra one. I'm just going to kind of push him over, and I'll just put him right there on top. I'll get all crazy with it. I'm just going to leave one little eggplant out. So just do the same thing. Put sauce on. Okay, some more sauce. 1 second. Sauce on, and we'll put our cheese. Okay, and then we'll just top off with our cheese here. I'll put some shredded cheese on too if you want. Sometimes I like it better because it looks better on top, but this will be fine. This piece here. Here, piece here, and you can, I don't know why, I just sometimes just take a little shredded and just go in. I don't know why, I just something I do. And I'm actually going to put that into the freezer so you're not gonna see it done, but awesome. Tuck that down a little bit. Okay, so that'll be a nice little meal. So that'll go into the freezer. But I'm gonna make some zucchini too. I don't know if I want to do it right now. I'm just gonna pop this, put some foil on this, and put this in the freezer. And that way, and have it maybe during the weekend or next week, whatever, but all done. Right? Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. Bye.